Hi everyone, it's Pio over at Twirl with Tarot. Welcome. Today I am going to talk about my tarot journey so far, and I'm going to be showing you the Secret Garden tarot decks so that we have a deck to look at while I babble. And let's begin. So, funnily enough, I didn't go looking for tarot. Tarot actually found me, which is very interesting. One day the YouTube algorithm sent me a suggestion of a reading, and I, for whatever reason, happened to click on it and was instantly fascinated. And I started watching them regularly. Then I wanted to learn how to do that for myself, and I had some very strong opinions of the kind of reader I wanted to be. I wanted to be an intuitive reader. I didn't want to learn all the meanings. I wanted to make sure that I could vibe with the card, because I've always believed that I have a really strong intuition. And so I bought my RWS deck. I got the guidebook by Stephanie Gapponi, the guidebook for beginners. It's a beautiful guidebook. I definitely recommend. And I would pull out a card every day and I would just read what it meant. I would read her description, I would read the meaning, I would read the numerology, I would read the astrology, of which I would retain absolutely nothing, but I would read nevertheless. And I did a thing very quickly where I shifted to non-RWS decks very quickly, which is ironic considering I'm showing a very RWS deck right now. But yeah, I bought Mystical Moments, was one of the first decks that I remember getting, which was non-standard RWS, and I was a little stumped, and I remember reading the entire guidebook back to front and trying to connect what I was reading in my RWS study to the meanings that I was seeing in the images. And over time, before I would say, found what is now my YouTube community, before I ever found that, I was very much found a sense for a card. And then I found Lisa and Dawn and Danny, and then it just exploded from there. I found many other creators, but those were my big three. And suddenly I was part of memberships, and then cards are being discussed, perspectives were being discussed, and I found it super interesting. Like, I felt like my brain was just exploding. I was adding in so much information. I was learning a new language. It was making me think about and contemplate things I'd never done, and it came to me at such a point in my life when I really needed that. So it was, it really helped me as well. And now I've reached a point where I think that I have an example or a journey to narrate, wherein I can basically help other people who are getting into tarot or wanting to make a tarot channel or wanting to be a voice in the community, to be able to do that. And for me, the inspiration was Kate over at Moonflower Moments, because she definitely, I DM'd Shanna over at Sincerely Shanna D, and I was like, I want to start a YouTube channel, and they were so supportive and so loving in their responses that it made me feel like there was value to add, even if you were somebody who was not 20 years with tarot or a professional reader. You were just somebody who was using it as a tool to get perspective and create joy in your life. I think it's as simple as that. So I am here to hopefully help the next me, on whose algorithm I might end up, and who might be like, okay, what is this about? How do I do this? Am I ready to explore? So I'm happy to chronicle my path so that it helps somebody for whom the standard might not be working. Because I do feel that it took me a while and a bit of muddling through before it clicked for me that, oh, this is what this is the essence of this card, this is what this card means. So hopefully that was a much more detailed introduction, and now you're caught up on where I am. So I'm going to do some videos where I go through RWS decks and a non-RWS deck at the same time, and compare and contrast what meanings come up for me in a particular card. Like, subscribe, and comment down below if that's something you're interested in, or you have another idea that you want me to explore. I'm also happy to break down the way I do a reading, and there's a lot of ideas spinning around in my brain, but I'm like just stepping into it a little slowly. Hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye.